Hey everyone, this is Villains Man. I'm JVD,
And I'm Evan the Great.
and we're bringing you another episode of Behind the Mask. And today we're covering everybody's probably favorite Marvel superhero right now, Black Panther, aka T'Challa, King of Wakanda.
I was a fan of his before that.
And I was going to bring that up. You've been reading Black Panther probably for about 15 years now, so
On and off, pretty hardcore. Not here recently as much, but basically 10 years ago I read it for like 5 years.
yeah, I mean, and it was right at that time around Civil War when the book was really
Yeah.
good. So so this is just should be a pretty big deal
Yeah.
for you. Okay, so the first thing I want to bring up, because just like every other character, he's got technology and he's got all these super abilities for being a low level character. T'Challa's intelligent. He is
Very.
considered to be the eighth smartest person in the world, which this is Marvel. And so my question is to you: would you say he's really the eighth? Or do you think the eighth is a number he gets placed on due to his arrival in comics?
I think it's his rival in comics.
Okay, where do you rank him? And you're a big Iron Man fan, so
If I had to rank him, okay, look, he is smart, but I know for a fact, I don't know, it might be eighth because I would think if you want to put kind of in order, like people like Tony Stark, Peter Parker, Peter Parker, Bruce Banner,
Hank Pym,
Amonis Chow, Hank Pym,
Reed Richards,
Reed Richards. I put all those guys.
McCoy.
Yeah, not even Reed Richards, but also Frank. What's his son's name?
Franklin.
I put him in front of him. Maybe 8, but I think he's more in the 15 to 12 range.
Wow.
And it ain't saying he's dumb. That's just me putting down where I think he would be at.
Man, you're gonna make a lot of people mad with
And that's just I'm not saying he's dumb. That's where I put him at.
Okay, so to build upon his intelligence, he has defeated Tony Stark when they both had prep.
He did.
That says a lot. And he was even willing to show that he could kill him at one of these times. So
How can I put this? His the vibranium that they have that increases all their scientific things there. I think that has a big factor on him being as smart as what he is, because he has
he has technology no one else has.
Tony Stark did this without that shit. So
Hey, that's
so
a very good
technically,
point.
I guess technically he would be the 8th, but it's the way he got there. I don't know. I just don't know if it's the same.
So you're saying basically you think his level of intelligence is based more on the fact that he has technology that he hoards to himself. It gives him an advantage.
Correct. Just like they hoard the vibranium.
No, that's very, very true.
And we'll get into it, but when Black Panther's, whenever a new one becomes, they get all this shit from the old ones.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
an ability we'll talk
go
about. Also with his intelligence, like every street level character, he knows every fighting style to man. It's kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah.
that's how it is. But I think something he would have more than everybody in that is there are Wakandan styles of combat that he knows that could be used as an advantage against people.
Yes.
So because not many people get in Wakanda, not many people learn the things T'Challa learns, and that would also lead on to what you just mentioned, that all Black Panthers have previous knowledge of the
Yes.
previous Panthers that are dead, all the Panther Kings. So that right there adds to what he would know in a combat situation.
Yeah, definitely. Learn all the knowledge from all your different, your ancestors, I guess you would say. Because even back when there's different Black Panthers all the way down the road, some of them have combated, people like Captain America, and you just take that for example, and then you add in, okay, he fought Captain America, who did this guy fight, who did this guy fight? Well, each one of those knows how he fought that guy and knows how to defend against it. So whoever's the current Black Panther would know all that stuff.
Yeah, and which is very, very useful because Black Panther might come across a foe he's never faced. For instance, you just brought up Captain America, and I think it's in that series right around Civil War. His dad fights Captain America and beats him handedly. So
I got that issue.
So that would be a advantage he would have when it come to fighting Captain America the first time they had ever fought.
Yeah.
So, but to add on to the combat prowess of Black Panther, he's fought toe to toe with Captain America. That's about as good as you can get in Marvel. I mean, Captain America to me is usually the be all,
Yes.
be all standard bar of Marvel. But to be even more impressive, he's beat Karnak from the Inhumans twice, and his ability is to sense a weakness in whoever he's
Yeah.
facing. So that right there says a lot about Black Panther's ability to fight. During Secret War, he fought a Super Skrull with the powers of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So that's the chi. Luke Cage, which is your unbreakable skin invulnerability, which kind of doesn't play into him being able to break his kneecaps, and there's some blood there.
Yeah.
Wolverine with some regeneration, and the throwing ability of Bullseye. And this was on 1-on-1.
He's also, to my knowledge, I haven't seen this, but I know what happened. He can take shots from Namor when they hated each other.
And that's more towards Vibranium armor, which
No,
we'll get
no.
into.
Namor is strong as shit.
Depends on what version of Namor you're getting.
Well, I know, but like still, like
Yes.
overall.
Okay, so due to the heart-shaped herb the Black Panthers usually get, he's granted a ton of abilities, just like basically makes him a super soldier.
A lot of them's animalistic as well.
Yes, because he's got scent and whatnot. But talking about his strength. Now, before we get into this, we're not talking anything that's King of the Dead Black Panther. Which,
Yeah.
like during Infinity, when he beat the Black Dwarf, which was supposed to be this big bruiser from Thanos' army. So you look at those, like his strength at that time is very off the charts. Like
Yeah.
there's no way that it's really been measured.
It's like Thor with the Odin power now.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
have
all,
that all the
yes.
time.
But usually and this is in his older days. I mean, you see where he's got basically the strength of what you would think Captain America would have. But in the older books, he stops a charging rhino.
He does.
Now, I kind of did some math before we set this down. Okay, do you know rhinos, your typical rhino can go anywhere between 40 to 50 kilometers per hour? That is pretty fast.
Yeah.
And they can do that in 3 seconds. They can cover 30 meters in that time and reach that speed. So that is crazy.
I'm not saying he's weak by no stretch of imagination, but him being able to do that, I would think also would be a connection to his animalistic powers. Maybe he knows how a rhino moves, and it helps him with the position to stop it.
Well, that's true. But,
Could be wrong.
But okay, so 50.
Still incredibly difficult.
Yes, 50 kilometers an hour is about 30 miles per hour. So
Yeah.
But a rhino, your average rhino weighs about 8,000 pounds. They're pretty heavy animals. A massive rhino does. So for him to stop a charging rhino, that would be equal to stopping a car coming at you about 80 miles per hour.
Oh yeah.
So that's some pretty heavy duty strength. So you're looking at a guy that's probably easily within the 5-ton range as a baseline. Typically, you've seen him break through steel, punching through concrete. He even one time ripped the airplane latch off of a plane that was underwater. So that's a lot of pressure against you. And then if you know anything about an airplane, they're pressurized inside.
Yeah.
So that's even more pressure. So that's pretty impressive in itself.
That's what punched the dragon.
Yeah.
Knocked it out.
His speed is just like any other super soldier. He's dodged bullets. You know, at point blank range. He's able to run at 50 miles per hour, but the two most impressive things I have seen him done is he reacts fast enough and gets his timing right enough to catch Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Who is probably, in my opinion, he is the most powerful street level hero you'll come across. So that right there just says a lot, not only to his speed and his reflexes, but his timing.
Yes.
Also with that, he has dodged Captain America's shield as it was ricocheting in a room when the two of them were about to fight. So that right there just says a lot to his speed and reflexes.
Yes.
Another thing is durability. His resistance to fatigue toxins, just like every other super soldier. And a lot of these characters, when we go to these, you're going to see a lot of this stuff repeat.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yes, he once fought Killmonger for 18 hours straight. So he's also been able to fight while under the effects of poison and neurotoxins. So just like any other good super soldier in comics, he has this ability. He has a resistance to mind control.
I did not know this one.
His mind is so strong, Emma Frost tried to read his mind and it hurt her. I think she said, his mind was like a bear trap, something else, and it was on fire. That's how she described it. And he was just kept flying. the
It
little
makes
flimsy he
sense
was in.
because he's not got a typical mind. It's got generations of people's memories. and
Exactly.
powers
So
in
when
it.
you do that, is it you trying to get in his mind, or is it the
Yeah.
fact that it's everybody else? It's more of an intrusion against all of the kings instead of just the one. So that's pretty interesting right there.
Yes.
Also, it could be due to shadow physics. I think that's what it is that he created. I don't want to get into that. It's pretty out there. It's something I'd much rather stay away from. Let's see. For the most part, that sums him up physically, what he's capable of. But with his durability and what he's known for is, he might not be so durable outside the suit, but he's known for vibranium armor.
Yeah.
And like you'd mentioned that, you think his intelligence comes from the fact that he has a technological advantage on everybody. So let's talk about vibranium armor. What does vibranium armor do?
Vibranium armor. Those who don't know vibranium, for starters, give you all watch this. Don't know much about Black Panther. Apparently, vibranium was a big meteor thing that hit Wakanda back in the day.
Pretty much.
They find out that they can take this vibranium and they can do things with it. They can build different technologies, things that help them become smarter than us. But the vibranium armor in itself, it absorbs stuff.
Yes. Basically absorbs kinetic energy.
Yeah. So like say I shoot him with a bullet and I shoot Superman with a bullet, they both bounce off. Superman just bounced off for a totally different reason. His bounced off because it absorbed the impact and stopped it at point blank.
Basically, yes. So if you shoot him with bullets hit him and stop. They lose all momentum.
Yes.
And he can absorb this energy, but it can be overloaded.
Yes.
With enough to give you an idea of its durability. It has survived the blast from Stardust, who was at the time a Herald of Galactus. Also, during the AVX crossover with the Phoenix 5, he survived a blast with it from Phoenix Force Namor. So Namor had a fifth of the Phoenix Force. Yes. Now, to give you an idea of how powerful the X-Men were at that time, did you ever read any of the AVX crossovers where one member of the Avengers was fighting one member of the X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever read the one where Thor fought Emma Frost with the Phoenix Force?
I probably did, but
she beat him down. He shattered her because she was in her diamond form, and then she rained her shards down on him.
You'd think it would because the regular Phoenix killed what 6 billion people.
Oh yeah, well it's like on the level of Galactus.
So if you separate it, that's still fucking powerful.
Yeah, it's still retarded powerful.
And they kill each other to get the full power. But anyway, different story.
Yes. He's also been able to redirect Storm's lightning with vibranium armor when she's hitting with it.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. It's also been shown to be resistant to Magneto's mutant powers.
I did not know that. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I never really seen them.
Well, if his powers is an energy,
you're correct.
It would make sense.
Even though it's metal, he goes to control it, and it's an energy source. It gets there and it stops like a bullet.
Well, I mean, it's weird.
Makes sense.
It's just in that one instance, but I mean, it was there. So because Magneto even mentioned it when he was facing Black Panther. But here's the thing about vibranium armor. It's got a weak point. You can cut it along the grain, and it can't hold up against it. You can't stab him, but you could cut. So if you were to cut between the armor, that piece of armor would fall off. So if you cut against the grain, yes, you can remove the armor from the man. I don't think to my knowledge, I haven't seen it, but if it's out there, if you can read about it, it's had to happen somewhere.
Yeah.
I read a lot of Black Panther.
I don't remember that, but I know it can do it.
But it's out there.
Yeah.
He's also carries devices for EMPs due to the fact that he's come across Tony Stark in the Iron Man armor. He's fought Doombots and Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
So he does carry EMPs. He can also create force shields.
I was going to say that the armor actually advanced through time, where he actually do the force field, then he goes into a magical resistance part of vibranium, and he added to it.
Yeah,
which also advantage.
It also enhances mystical abilities. Therefore, why Doom wanted it during Doom War. So vibranium is pretty awesome. With that, he also has his anti-metal claws, which are vibranium from their Antarctic vibranium, and they can cut through all types of metal. Now, that I would assume that would be steel, titanium being your strongest. Now, I've never seen it cut through anything per se like Thor's hammer, which is made of uru.
I don't know if it cut through that, but
or adamantium.
it can pierce adamantine.
Can it?
Back when I used to read all the time, he fought Sabretooth, and I think that someone Sabretooth had like tried to do the Wolverine thing with his, I think it was his arms,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm positive that he cut it.
Really?
I could be dead wrong, but I think it can.
Because
I
I'm
don't know
looking
if
at
it
it,
cut-
I've never seen anything
Yeah.
about him doing vibranium. I mean, adamantium. I've looked, I can't find anything. I'm not saying that it's not possible.
I've looked it up, but that's pretty sure that's the same issue that he also killed Sabretooth in.
So, he killed it. You sure that wasn't during the House of M and stuff?
Might have been.
So see, that doesn't count. So-
Maybe I'm better to watch there. So yeah,
Because they're in House of
if
M,
that did
it's
happen,
not
that don't
legit.
count. But I do. I saw it somewhere.
His main source of range attack is he's got energy daggers, which are really, I think it was really sets the character.
Amazing.
I like it when they're purple. I think
Yeah.
that looks cool. They're more powerful if that they went through Iron Man's armor. They've cut through force fields. They've sliced steel. And the thing is with these energy daggers, he can intensify the output of the energy.
Yes.
So he's used them for melee weapons. He's thrown them. He's able to throw multiples at
I'm
one
not saying. I'm
time.
positive they're infinite. Like, they
Yeah,
just
I've
keep
never
doing
seen him ever run out
Yeah.
of anything with them. So, I mean, he's got a pretty good arsenal on him for a guy that doesn't use guns or anything.
it. Yes.
Now, the one thing he's got that helps him a lot, he's got the Komoyo card, which is a supercomputer built inside his suit.
Yep.
So, and that allows him to recall any type of information stored within any type of computer it's hooked up
It's a
to.
bat cave in a suit.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to needing to hack information or find information about a foe he's fighting, you add that along with the knowledge he's had from previous Black Panthers. You know, you've got their ability to fight, and then this ability to gain technology. It makes him pretty deadly. So that wraps up pretty much about Black Panther. He's not a guy that's going to carry a lot of guns, a lot of swords, and whatnot. It's all basically vibranium based. So with that, this wraps up. Oh, you have something you want to add?
One more thing. I forgot to tell y'all, as we started the video, if you are interested in the first appearance of Black Panther, I'm going to try to put these on these videos. It's in Fantastic Four, issue 52 from 1966.
Which is probably now pretty expensive.
Good luck finding that.
Oh, you can probably find it. It's good luck
Yeah.
having the money for it.
Yeah.
So, but,
Oh, sorry. And this is a
Jesus.
funny, just kind of out there. Wakanda is not real.
Oh my God.
There's people in this world who thinks it's real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let everyone know it's
And
make believe.
Yes, it's
Okay,
make believe.
sorry.
It's all due to the movie. Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's pretty bad. But with that, this wraps up this episode of Behind the Mask. I'm JVD.
And I'm Evan the Great.
Keep reading, guys.